And
you drunk?
I just looked at most of them do not go back.
Are you drunk? No, I'm not letting you off. Wait. I'm not letting you off. I'm not letting you off the hook.
Now that I can.
The initial statement. I'm not letting you off the hook. The initial statement that you made that Bruiser said bring that back up.
That black people have progressed further than any other group in this and any other melanated group
in the planet.
As black in the world
on the planet.
Who's the richest group as far as black people?
Africans.
No.
Africans.
No, they're not.
Africans.
No, they're not.
Africans.
Okay, Sweeney.
Anybody got some numbers on that?
Hold on, guys. Let me debunk this right now because I've done this on a different show.
Are you judging this by billionaires?
No. I'm not going to judge you by the billionaires. No. Hold on. Calm down. I'm not going to judge you by billionaires, but let's talk. Let's talk. Let me give you statistics, okay?
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question before you go ahead. Does black people have any manufacturing in America besides entertainment and sports? Do black people have manufacturing in America? What are they manufacturing in this country?
What are they manufacturing everywhere else?
What are they? Okay, you have to travel before you make certain comments. In Nigeria alone, Nigerians own 3 car manufacturing companies. Three Nigerians own. I'm coming. 3
about the people, because there's 2 things. Are you talking about the government or the people?
Okay. Do every white people own company here in America? Is it not just very few white people that own company in America, and every other white people work for them, including black people? It's the same thing. So what are you trying to say?
So basically, I'm talking about the group as a group. You're talking about wealthy.
I'm telling you as a group too. We're discussing as a group.
If you go to Africa and you look at the person that leads the country, they're going to own everything. So of course you can say in Africa where they have factories that there's a black person that owns a factory in Africa. No shit.
Okay, there's a white person that owns a factory. Is there no Elon Musk? Is there no Elon Musk in America?
So when you talk about the wealth as far as a group, when you look at the wealth of
a group,
define the group. Y'all need to define the parameters that you're discussing, because I think that's the issue.
Because he's talking. You're right. 100%. Whoever said that is right. Define what you mean by a group. Define what you mean by a group.
I'm going off of the entire population. If you go by wealth or income, you can do either one.
Okay.
You're talking about a group in this country that is the wealthiest group, and they say it all the time. As a matter of fact, I've heard it on the channel when we talk about black folks in America, how they have the most wealth out of every black country. We're like what did they say? We're like the 7th wealthiest group in the
No, it's not true. It's not true. Let me tell you what it is.
Who has the money?
Okay, let me tell you what it is. That is called. Let me finish. That is called purchasing power parity. Purchasing power parity. There are 2 types of economic rating in the surface of the world. There is the nominal GDP rating or nominal rating of purchasing, and then there is purchasing power parity. It's 2. In America, things are measured. I'm coming. I will explain it to you. In America, things are measured in 1 part. That is measured in the dollar, because the dollar is no longer pegged to the gold standard anymore. It's pegged to currency. Then the rest of the world is purchasing power parity. So what you buy in America for $10, outside America, it might cost only $3 or $1. So in America, right, you are paid $20 to buy something, whereas somebody outside America is only paid $2 to purchase the same thing. So that's why you say, when you calculate, when you calculate it in American dollar, yes, black people have the highest wealth compared to the rest of the world in American dollar. But when you bring it to the purchasing power parity, which America doesn't like the word to calculate at all, they don't like it.
What word are you saying? Participate? I didn't understand the word. Can you say it again?
Purchasing power parity. Purchasing power parity, PPP. So when you put it on purchasing power parity, the wealth of black people drops significantly. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to tell you, every country, every community is not measured by how much they spend. They are measured by how much they produce. Black people in America don't produce wealth, but they spend wealth because most Black people in America work for the community that produce the wealth. So they spend the wealth in Black America only lasts 3 minutes. Because why it lasts 3 minutes is because Black America don't produce wealth. They spend the income.
To argue this though, they could argue that labor is a production in order to get there. I get your general point about.
And also he's arguing purchasing power, but if I go to your country, if I go to a country in Africa and my $50 stretches further than anybody in that country, that still means I have more wealth than everybody in that country.
No, you don't. You know why you don't? No, Kenny, let me get him. Let me get him on this. You know why you don't? No, Sweeney.
I'll let you talk for 10 minutes. Because I talked to a lot of clients, and one of the things that actually came up one day in the chair was how a lot of Black Americans would go to an African country, right? And say, for instance, a haircut in an African country may only cost $5, but I can go and drop $50 on a haircut. And one of the problems that they started facing was that they would try to inflate the prices of haircuts.
It actually costs 75 cents in Africa.
Because Americans would go over there and throw more money at the barber than the people in that city can actually afford. So while you're trying to make the argument that, oh, well, your purchasing power is the same as ours, when we can literally go over there.
No, you said that because you don't understand the dynamics of that.
I did not say that.
If I can go to an African country and buy 100 haircuts in a country where somebody can barely buy one.
Okay, let me tell you something about this. Okay, Sweeney, Kenny, please. Kenny, don't go. Kenny, hold on. Let me break this down for Sweeney.
One
more. Kenny, hold on.
The going rate for box braids in this country is $300. People were going over to Africa and getting.
Kenny, give me a minute. Give me a minute with this.
People were going over to Africa and getting box braids for $25.
Okay, watch this. The average box braids is $300. The average person over here, 70 to 80% live paycheck to paycheck over here, and they can't pay their rent after they get them box braids.
And you're
people are not rich over here.
Any different over there?
Blacks do not own as much as you think over here.
Over there.
Sweeney, let me explain something. Sweeney, let me explain something to you. Sweeney,
over there, if not
Sweeney, check this out. Sweeney,
what
check
are
this
you
out.
Talking about? You're gonna do the Tarzan swinging on vines?
Sweeney.
I didn't say that. I said you're telling me it's not worse over there. You're telling me that everybody's over there doing so much better than Black Americans.
The people are doing way better over there. In fact, Sweeney, I'm going to Nigeria tonight. I'm going to Nigeria today. Today, I'm going to Nigeria. But let me explain something to you. Okay?
Wait, the reason you came up here, where Bruiser was trying to champion you for you to show me. Hold on. He said, I've been speaking. Let me repeat this.
Hey, it was a lot of over talking, y'all. Come on.
He said, I've been on panels with Sweeney a lot, and he usually has stats to back it. That's what he said. So I'm waiting for your stats. I brought up something because in America, Blacks are still in arrears.
What does that mean?
Okay, where's that stat?
Wait,
what does that
look it up.
mean?
Where's the stat?
You're saying we're in arrears. What
where's
does that
the stat?
mean?
You just told Sweeney to bring out a stat. So where's the stat on us?
No, your big mouth self said,
ladies love the skin. Bring it a little bit closer. The good skin, that is. That's why having a proper skincare routine is very important, and you need to feel it to each. The process is so easy, just 4 steps. You got your daily face wash. That's gonna clean your face up nice and right. You got your exfoliator scrub. That's gonna open up your pores. You got your AM moisturizer with the SPM 20, which is gonna protect you from the sun. You also got your PM moisturizer, which is gonna make sure your skin is protected throughout the night. Teej has tons of reviews from dedicated customers across the world. I know I said a lot, but it's okay, because guess what? It comes with an instruction card to explain to you in detail what to do morning and night.
And because Tej is sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description to get 30% off your first skincare system and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll also get 20% off for life. By the way, both gifts you're choosing from are a $20 value and a complete game changer, a silicone body scrubber or a nail and face grooming kit. Personally, I prefer the silicone body scrubber. I don't like using towels when I travel, so the body scrubber is an excellent way to open up the pores and get the body clean. So don't wait any longer. Click the first link in the description to start your skincare journey today.
Your big mouth self said, I'm repeating what you said. That's why I'm holding you to it. You understand? Okay. You said, I've been on panels with Sweeney. And he
where's your stat?
Okay, so that means he doesn't want me to finish the sentence to validate the thing he said that he wants to get away from. You said, I've been on panels with Sweeney, and I'm repeating verbatim, and he usually backs what he says with stats. Did you not?
And I just repeated what you said, and you
no,
didn't
don't get away from it.
I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna get around. I'm gonna get on top. I'm gonna go underneath that motherfucker.
I humbly asked you a question.
You said black people was in arrears.
Don't get. I just asked you a question. Are you gonna answer it?
Where that's that?
Hold on. I asked you a question. I'll answer yours. I will answer yours after you answer mine.
Don't throw a tantrum with me.
I'm not throwing a tantrum. I will answer yours when you answer mine.
Okay, guys, let me say something to you, Sweeney. Sweeney, this is what I'm trying to say to you.
You can't answer it because you got your foot in your mouth.
Let me say this to you, okay? If an American guy, Sweeney, can you hear me? If an American guy comes out from the US, right, and goes to Africa, okay, with $50,000, okay, that's fine. Let me just give you 50,000. You take 50,000 to Africa. You know what's going to happen after a couple of months? That 50,000 has to then come back into the currency of the place he stays because he has to now start earning income. That's why Americans go to Africa and go broke because they think Africa is cheap. Africa ain't cheap. Africa will swallow that your US dollar, and you better start getting a job that will earn you African currency. So now you can survive in Africa. Because you guys
works from home. Unless you're talking, obviously, if you go to a country, you use up all your resources, and then you try to have to live off of the income that you make in that country, you're still going to go.
That is called I'm heading somewhere.
Before y'all go on, I just want to say something real quick because we're addressing Africa as a country. I know you mentioned it, but there's so many different types of economies because it's several countries in Africa. Right, and so you have major cities, you have villages, and it's very different, right? They have different cultures, different languages, everything else. So I think I know you guys are very knowledgeable, so I would say expand on that part.
Every 100
sophisticated.
Every 100 miles, the economy changes in Africa. Every 100 miles, it changes. It can change for good or for bad, just like in the United States. Every 100 miles, the economy change. By the time you drive from Dallas to Rockwell, the economy change, right? It's the same thing in Africa. So what I'm trying to say, Sweeney, this is what I said, if you drive.
I'm trying to follow what you're saying.
You're not trying to listen to him. He's trying to talk to you.
I told him, hold on, slow down, because I can't. I'm trying to follow what he's saying. So I'm asking him now.
Okay, what I'm saying is this, right? Kenny, just what? When you drive from, you live in Dallas, Sweeney, right? When you drive from white settlement, right, and get into Fort Worth, the economy change, right? Now you're in a bigger city, and you drive through that I-30 all the way to Rockwell. You're driving in the DFW, right? Once you go past Rockwell, the economy drop because now you're getting into the country. It's like that in Africa. But in Africa, you also have a big continent that is 7 times or 10 times bigger than the United States, with over 52 countries in it.
Yep.
And that's the same thing. When you drive through those countries, the economy changes, goes up or go down. Even within the same country, from state to state, from local to local, economy changes. But what I'm trying to say is this, right? You can't comment about a place that you read off of online without going there. This is why I'm trying. No, I'm heading somewhere.
I think we could judge off the numbers. We
okay,
have numbers like we can judge
but
what and I think that question that somebody just asked is a fair question. What African country has a larger median income than Black Americans?
Now, guess what? Nigeria has a larger income than Black Americans. No, hold on, let me finish. When you take the number of Nigerians, right, to the number of Americans, Nigeria has much more larger economy in the first 22 million people. African Americans are 24 million in this country. If you take 24 million,
no, you trying to isolate the top 10%
no. But if you guys can let people talk, that means if you let me talk, right, you get a very far understanding of what I'm about to say.
First 22 million and try to
bro, let me talk. So I know it's not fair. And I know it's not fair, but I'm heading somewhere, okay? I know it's not fair, but I'm heading somewhere. If you take this first 22 million of Nigerians and the first 22 million of African American, which is 22 million and 24 million. Come on, man. I don't like to have this kind of conversation if we can't talk.
It's 213 million.
Hey, Sweeney, I'm an academia. When I talk, cutting me off doesn't sustain conversation. You see what I'm saying, my brother? If you take the first 24 million, that's 10% of Nigerians, right? Match to that 24 million of African America, the wealth is dwarfed the entire African America. But then when you cross that, guess what? Nigerian marginal income starts dropping against African America because now you're calculating in totality, right? I understand.
Wait. So no, in order for you to make that,
you're not even trying to hear what you say.
It's not. It doesn't want to hear. It doesn't want to hear, man.
You will never make a.
This is frustrating. This conversation is frustrating.
Sweeney, discipline long enough to hear you out.
Sweeney, let him finish.
Go ahead.
That's crazy.
Tell us. Go ahead. Tell us. You already told us what you were gonna say.
If you let me finish talking, then you see when we have conversation like this, I want to learn from you. No. Stop pushing me to go. Calm down, because when I was talking, you keep cutting me off.
Kenny, hold on. He says he doesn't need to hear shit. That's exactly what he just said.
Oh, I think that's what he just said. So you don't need to hear it.
Right. No, he's trying to get you to go and make your point and not lecture him about him.
Here comes.
Okay, please. No. We're here to lecture each other. You lecturing me, I'm lecturing you. That's the only way we can know what we're saying.
Land.
But Kenny, hold on.
He has a better outlook. Being a
Kenny,
businessman.
I live in both.
Still all over
Kenny,
talk.
Kenny, I live in both countries, so I understand both countries vast. I don't need CIA report. I don't need Western manipulation, Western market manipulation to hold people in America, not to go outside America by lying about markets outside America. I'm not in that bullshit. But what I'm trying to say to you is this, right? Yes, when you exceed that 24 million, the margin begins to shrink drastically as you go in. But at the same time, the wealth in Nigerian community in terms of purchase dwarfed an entire African American community by far.
In the top 20,
by far,
top 10%. You're talking
even
about,
when you
all right. You made your point. You just tried to compare the top 22 million Nigerians, right? You just try to compare the top 20. That's the top 10%. You didn't compare the top 10% to the top 10% of Black Americans. You compared the top 10% to the entire Black American group. And that's unfair because then I can make the argument if you take.
I can do that. I'll do that right away. I'll do that right away.
Oh, wait, no. If you take, because I can make that argument and say, if you take 1.2 million Black Americans and you compare it to the bottom 90% of Nigerians, they would dwarf them in income and purchasing power and ownership. That's unfair. If you're going to compare 10%, then compare 10% to the.
Okay, let me compare 10% because in material engineering, you take a piece of metal and you calculate it, right? You calculate the stress and strain. Let me do that stress and strain right now for you. Take the 10% of America, of Black America, which is 2.4 million. Take the 10% of Nigeria, which is 24 million. And guess what? Nigeria still dwarfs it by a huge margin. That is what I'm trying to see. I'm a math guy.
What's the earned income? What's the median income for the top 10% of Nigeria?
Okay, you know what? Let me make it easy for you. Take one Nigerian billionaire. Let me shrink the number drastically. Take one Nigerian billionaire, right? And bring 5 top American, 10 top richest people in America. He's still richer than all of them.
So you're going to
the richest
Nigerian billionaire.
No. Oh, you see how you changing it? That is what I didn't want you to change, but now you're putting yourself in a box.
One Nigerian
billionaire, yeah. He's far richer than 10 African Americans combined. Google it right now.
So you're going
Google it.
One Nigerian billionaire.
Aliko Dangote. Take Aliko Dangote, right? No, take Aliko Dangote.
Are there?
Bro, why are we talking about Luka Doncic?
No, take a look at Dangote and add 10 American Black Americans. It's still richer than all of them combined. No, because if you still shrinking the number, it doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Versus 213 million. That's why I said you do not judge a group by how many billionaires they have. You judge what the median does.
I did that, but you fought me. I shrink it, you still disagree with me. I did that.
Kenny, what he's trying to do is have you judge it by the gross population of Africa toward the gross population.
And I told him that
you can't use that metric. That's why he's not good at math.
No, I use that metric, right? But I use that metric, and I told him, yes, African Americans are going to exceed Nigerians in that if I use the metric because of metric. I told him that. I considered to that. But I said, but you don't do math. You don't do math like that. That's not how you do math. You have to take piece by piece you take piece to do math. Math is not done by bringing a small group and a large group. No, you bring group by group.